Okay, guys, just like it said on the do first, it tells you to get your iPad out. It tells you to go to Amplify. You're going to click on the little waffle bar in the top right corner, and you're going to look for the app that says Myth World. So when we get into Amplify, just like you see here on your screen, and in the top right corner up there, you're going to see where it says Programs and Apps. It's going to drop down and you're going to see Myth World as an option. I kind of showed you guys about this yesterday. And so we're going to kind of walk through this together. Mine looks a little different. Yours is going to take you to this student view here. And so student view, and I actually need to reset this real quick so that it starts over completely. My 7th and 8th, or 6th and 7th period and 8th and 9th period, you guys all need to go to this the little settings wheel over here in the bottom left corner right now, just like I did. You're going to click on that and you're going to click reset app, and the password is CHAOS, which is chaos. And so you're going to type that in and click done. It's going to reset everything. So once you've entered in that password, that resets the app, because this is going to be important to how you actually complete the app today. And you click on begin quest. It's going to take you to the sky, the gods of the Olympus. And so you're going to click on, and mine's kind of weird because it's zoomed in right there. Let me zoom it out a little bit. So you're going to click start exploring, and you're going to see this little hammer jumping up and down on Mount Olympus. You're going to click on that, and you can actually use the little arrow keys on your keyboard, the left and right arrow, to scroll left and right like this. You can use your arrow keys on your keyboard. And so as you can see, all of these current little people here, they're locked. They're covered in stone. Technically, I think according to the story, the way that it goes, they've been touched by, or Medusa looked at them and turned them into stone. And so we have to unlock them by going all the way into Mount Olympus here. And so if you are scrolling over and your screen is kind of stuck in this white area, keep going to the right and scroll all the way over. And we're going to see this little hammer here. The hammer is bouncing above Zeus. So we're going to click on that hammer, and it's going to break open, and it says, a paranoid father begins to eat his baby children alive. Can his wife save her youngest boy? And so we're going to read more, and it takes us to the chapter here. And so as you read, and that's what you're going to do, you're going to follow along on the Myth World quest paper that is being passed out to you now. You're going to put your first and last name at the top of it. And so chapter 1 is what you're going to read here. And as you can see, as I'm scrolling over each of the sentences, see how they kind of light up? Well, that's because you have the option to select one of these sentences, because it says click or tap the text above to select the sentence that best answers this question. The question is, what were the ingredients of Rhea and Zeus's poison? So as you're reading, you're looking for that answer. So I'm going to read this to you. Kronos, father of the gods, who gave his name to time. I want everybody following along, please. Pay attention and read along with me on your screen. He married his sister Rhea, goddess of earth. Now, Kronos had become king of the gods by killing his father, Uranus, the first one, named by the planet. The dying Uranus had prophesied, saying, you murder me now and steal my throne, but one of your own sons will dethrone you, for crime begets crime. So Kronos was very careful. One by one, he swallowed his children as they were born. First, 3 daughters, Hestia, Demeter, and Hera, then 2 sons, Hades and Poseidon. And one by one, he swallowed them all. Rhea was furious. She was determined that he should not eat her next child, who she felt sure would be a son. And when her time came, she crept down the slope of Olympus to a dark place to have her baby. It was a son, and she named him Zeus. She hung a golden cradle from the branches of an olive tree and put him to sleep there. Then she went back to the top of the mountain. She took a rock and wrapped it in swaddling clothes and held it to her breast, humming a lullaby. And Kronos came, snorting and bellowing, out of his great bed, snatched up the bundle from her and swallowed it, clothes and all. Rhea stole down the mountainside to a swinging golden cradle and took her son down to the fields. She gave him to a shepherd family to raise, promising that their sheep would never be eaten by wolves. Here, Zeus grew up to be a beautiful young boy, and Cronos, his father, knew nothing about him. Finally, however, Rhea became lonely for him and brought him back to the court of the gods, introducing him to Cronos as the new cupbearer. Cronos was pleased because the boy was beautiful. One night, Rhea and Zeus prepared a special drink. They mixed mustard and salt with the nectar. And the next morning, after a mighty swallow, Cronos vomited up first a stone, and then Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, and Poseidon, who, being gods, were still undigested and still alive. They thanked Zeus and immediately chose him to be their leader. Okay, so the answer to our question of what were the ingredients of Rhea and Zeus's poison, of course, right here we can select this sentence. They mixed mustard and salt with the nectar. So if we click on that sentence, a little submit button pops up over here, and we're going to click submit, and it says, yay, correct. And it jumps us back to the beginning here, and we see continue. Good work. Answer questions correctly to get more hammers. So as we click continue, we can click on Zeus again, and it gives us the option to go back into chapter 2. So now, because Zeus has killed his father, this is the continuation of the story here. And it says, then a mighty battle raged, and Cronos was joined by the Titans, his half-brothers, huge, twisted, dark creatures, taller than the trees, whom he kept pent up on the mountains until there was fighting to be done. They attacked the young gods furiously, but Zeus had allies too. He had gone to darker caverns, caves under caves under caves, deep in the mountainside, formed by the first bubbles of the cooling earth. And here, Cronos, thousands of centuries before, a short time in the life of a god, had pent up other monsters, the one-eyed Cyclops and the 100-handed ones. Zeus unshackled these ugly cousins and led them against the Titans. There was a great rushing of tumult in the skies. The people on earth heard mighty thunder and saw mountains shatter. The earth quaked and tidal waves rolled as the gods fought. The Titans were as tall as trees, and Cronos was a crafty leader. He attacked fiercely, driving the young gods before him, but Zeus had laid a trap. Halfway up the slope of Olympus, he whistled for his cousins and the 100-handed ones, who had been lying in ambush. They took up huge boulders, 100 each, and hurled them downhill at the Titans. And the Titans thought that the mountain itself was falling on them, and they broke ranks and fled. After Cronos was deposed or dethroned, the three sons rolled dice for his empire. Zeus, the youngest, won and chose the sky. Poseidon smiled to himself because the sky was empty, and he knew that the impulsive Zeus had chosen it because it looked so high. And now he, Poseidon, could choose as he would have done if he would have won. He chose the sea. He had always wanted it, and it was the best place for adventures and secrets and to make claims on land and sky. Hades, who had always been unlucky, had to take the underworld, and the earth was held as commonwealth and left to the goddesses to manage. So our next question down here, whose help did Zeus need in order to win his war against the Titans? There's actually several options that you can click on here because several of them talk about either the ugly cousins that led them against the Titans, or it says also here that Zeus had allies too. And here, Cronos, thousands of centuries before, that one where it talks about the one-eyed Cyclops and the 100-handed ones. So you can submit. It says it's correct. And Zeus is free. New hammers have been unlocked. Okay, so now as you continue on, you're going to continue into you have the option to go to either Hermes or to Hera and begin reading about them. So once you unlock all of these guys in here, you're going to scroll back over to these other blocks, and you're going to see that the hammers are going to begin to open up. Okay, so you also have the option to go back and read about Apollo as well. Now look here, Apollo has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chapters. You're going to have to answer those questions at the bottom to continue to open all the chapters before it's going to allow you to open all the characters. Okay, and so as you continue to read about these guys, answer those questions at the bottom, you're also going to answer the questions that are on your page that has been passed out to you, your Myth World quest. because it says, what are Kronos's half siblings known as? And so when we read in chapter 2, Kronos's half siblings were the Titans. And so your answers to that blank on the first question are the Titans, which is what the football team is actually named after, that you might be familiar with. And then it says, what area of the empire did each brother choose? Zeus, down here at the bottom, it says that he chose the sky. So you would write the sky. Poseidon chose the sea. You're going to write the sea. Hades, of course, he didn't get to choose. He just had what was left. He got the underworld. So as you follow your page, it goes to Zeus, to Hera, Hermes, Apollo, Hephaestus, Artemis, Aphrodite, Hercules, Hydra, Hind. It keeps on going all the way through. So as you get to each of those characters, not only are you going to answer the ones down there at the bottom, but you are also going to answer those questions that are on your page. Once you have answered the questions about each of these guys and your entire and we're gonna actually go back out of here so we can see the map. Once you've answered all these and you've opened them all, okay, there's a little map up here at the top and it shows you the challenge. Okay, so once all of these guys are unlocked and you click over here on the other challenges, you should probably only make it to Hercules today. When you click on Start Exploring, it's going to ask you for the next password. The sub actually has the password, and she will come around to you and type that password in for you so that you don't get ahead of yourself. I'm not going to give it to you now. And then you should finish both the Olympus challenge and the Middle Earth challenge that you're going to unlock with Hercules. So you are going to work on that today, reading each of these stories, searching for the answers in those questions. You're going to be learning about each of the characters, finding out who they are, what they did, how they're related, how they're connected. And you're going to you should finish at least the front page of Myth World today and the end of Myth World tomorrow. I will be back tomorrow. But this just kind of tells you kind of what a heads up on each of these are. Best behavior, guys. I'm leaving sub tickets. Please, please, please be on your best behavior. Let's see who gets the sub ticket today. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.